Well, new faces. I'm Lisa. Hi, and what's your first name? Clarissa. Aaron, nice to meet you. You seem so far away, but it's okay. Yeah, so welcome. And is this your first time to Gilbert Yoga? Ever? No. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. And then some. That's awesome. Okay, well, this is a beginner class, but I kind of can adjust. Oh, oh, are you? Congrats, though. Okay, good. Well, we'll move really slow. And if at any time you feel like something might be too much, you can just get into child pose, or if we're standing, you can come into mountain pose. So for now, we're just going to get into easy pose, Sukhasana. I'm going to be sitting on your blanket here. It's more comfortable. You could even remove the flesh away from your sits bone here for a more rooted down feeling, connected to Mother Earth here. And sitting up nice and tall. And your shoulders are soft. We're just going to do 3-part breath here. First, I want you to kind of tune in to your own breath and just notice. And with this 3-part breath, you're just going to inhale, expanding your belly, your ribs, and then your chest. And on your exhale, you're letting your chest, your ribs, and your belly just release on those exhales. Go ahead and start. Inhale through your nose, belly, ribs, and chest. And exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. About 3 of these at your own pace. Letting go here of anything that's weighing heavy on you today. As you exhale, just letting that go. Any thoughts that come to your mind, negative thoughts, just breathe that out. And now just maybe returning back to your natural breath here. I invite you to open your eyes. Just going to do some thymus gland touching here. So you're just going to take your hand, just kind of tap on the center of your chest here. You could even kind of take it up and then down, right on the middle of your chest here. And this just helps to open up our hearts, releasing any tension or stress that we may have. And if you need to, you can switch hands. Maybe just returning back to that natural breath here. And just notice your breath. Just sit here in stillness. From here, you can leave your eyes closed, or I invite you to open them. We're going to take our chin to our chest. Slowly lower that chin down. And just notice here how that feels in the back of your neck. And slowly rotate that chin over to that right shoulder. And then slowly over to the left, creating a smiling face. And just doing a few of these at your own pace with your own breath. You could even pause if you need to on each side. Just notice. Slowly bringing your chin back to neutral here. I want you to gently lift your head. Good. We're just going to go through some yeses here. So we're going to take our chin over to that right shoulder and pause if you need to, and then over to the left. And then coming back to center whenever you're ready. I'm going to reach up over with our hand here with your left hand. Place it on the opposite side of your head here and gently just press that ear towards the shoulder here. You can extend that other arm out so it's extended here just for a little bit deeper stretch. As you inhale, gently release and switch sides. Never forcing anything, listening to your body. And as you inhale, go ahead and release, come back to neutral. Just going to gently just roll our shoulders back here, putting up our chest, squeezing those shoulder blades gently towards the midline here. And go ahead and opposite direction forward. And coming back to neutral. If your blanket's folded, you might want to flatten it out here. We're just going to take our knees and we're going to just let them fall one direction. It doesn't matter which way you go here. So our knee is sitting out here. Our opposite arm is going to reach over to the outside of that outside knee here. And we're facing forward, looking right at me. We're going to inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to twist back, looking over that right shoulder or left shoulder. Really think about lengthening here through the spine on your inhales. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. And we're going to go ahead and slowly switch sides here. Keeping a nice tall spine. Inhale forward, exhale, twist, taking your gaze over that shoulder. Maybe one more breath here. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, soften here. Slowly come back to neutral. Go ahead and go into some windshield wipers so you can lean back and just let your knees fall to the left and to the right. Staying with your breath here, remembering to breathe. Good job. Okay, we're going to come up onto our knees. You might want a blanket to help support those knees here. They're about hip width apart. We're going to take that right leg out nice and long. We're really rooting down on that outside foot from our pinky to our heel here. Inhale, lift that arm up. Just laterally bend here towards that front door. As you exhale, even maybe press the ribs back a little bit, those upper ribs, just to create space there. And inhale, release. We're just going to switch sides. Again, rooting down on the outside of that foot there. That's going to help with your stability. And inhale, lift. And exhale, reach for that bathroom door wall. And one more breath here. And then inhale, release. With our knees still hip width apart here, we're going to reach for the stars. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to forward fold and we're going to come down into child pose. Lowering your hips down to your heels here. And your elbows can be on the mat here. Forehead is to the mat, just softening your belly here. You ever want to return back to that 3-part breath during any pose, a holding pose, you can do that. And then just come back to your natural breathing. That helps us to let go of anything we're holding on to today. And then on your next inhale, let's go ahead and come up, removing that blanket off of your mat. Get close. We're going to come into tabletop. And so your fingers are really rooting down here on the mat. You're rooting down on all 4 corners here. Your knees are hip width apart. Crown of your head is facing towards the front of the room. Pausing here for just a moment. We're going to go through a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale in neutral tabletop, let's go ahead and inhale together here. And as you exhale, we're going to tuck that chin to your chest, curling that tailbone down. For cat. Exhale, lift that chin up, squeezing the shoulder blades towards the midline here, curling the tailbone up. Inhale for cat. Create space here between your shoulder blades and your spine. Let's do a few of these on your own with your own breath, at your own pace. And one more round here. Coming back to neutral tabletop and just pausing here for just a moment. Let's go ahead and take that left hand and just bring it closer to the center of your mat. We're going to lift that right arm up so our shoulders are nice and stacked here. We're going to thread that arm through that left arm right underneath your belly for thread the needle. Dropping that shoulder, the right shoulder down to your mat here. Taking about 3 breaths here. Nice slow breaths. And on your next inhale, go ahead and release. And we're going to bring that right hand closer to the center of the mat here. We're going to lift up with our left arm here. We're going to thread that through that right arm right underneath your belly, lowering that left shoulder down to the mat here. Yeah, and if you'd like to, you can extend that arm out. And one more breath here. And on your next inhale, let's go ahead and come back up to tabletop. Doing whatever it is you need to do here. That's good. Pressing those ribs out to each side helps create space in between those ribs. Good job. Whenever you're ready, we're going to lower down onto our bellies here. Lowering your forehead down to the mat. Your feet are flat. Your hands are in line with your face, your forehead. Really rooting down here. Tucking your elbows in close to that body here. We're going to go into Sphinx pose. So we're going to inhale here together. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're just lifting up that upper body off the mat, taking our gaze right to the top of our mat, right in the center. Just feeling this little baby back bend here. Inhale, and as you exhale, lower back down. Pausing here. Let's inhale. As you exhale, let's do that again. Good job taking your gaze right at the tip of your mat here. And go ahead and lower back down. And we're going to take our arms out so they're at the side of our body with our palms facing up right at our hips here. And this time we're going to go into grasshopper. So we're going to inhale here. You're going to lift the upper body and the lower body up off the mat. As you exhale, taking your gaze to the top of your mat. You don't need to engage too much here. Softening through the belly and the glutes is okay. And then we're going to exhale, lower back down. And inhale, let's lift again. And just do like 3 of these at your own pace with your own breath here. And maybe do this one more time and just pause. Pause here in this grasshopper pose. And then exhale, release. And taking just a moment, let's go ahead and bend the knees here. We're going to do some windshield wipers. Letting your legs just fall slowly to the left and the right. And when you're ready, lower your feet back down to the mat. We're going to bring our hands right up in line with our head here, like right below your shoulders. We're going to curl our toes and we're going to come up for our first down dog for the day. And letting your head just hang here right between your biceps. Making sure your weight isn't dumping into those wrists. You really want to root down through the palms of your hands here. Walking the dog here, alternating your heel lifts. From here, we're going to take our gaze right in between our hands and we're going to walk our feet up to our hands. Staying in a forward fold here. Let your head just hang down. Fingertips touching the mat. Your knees can be bent. Taking our hands and wrapping around our elbows and just swaying here in ragdoll fold. And releasing that tension from the low back here. And then coming back to neutral, releasing those fingertips down to the mat. We're going to inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. Taking your time here, nice and slow. Good job. Maybe roll your shoulders back a little bit here. Gonna come to the top of our mat for Tadasana. We're gonna root down here on all four corners of our feet. Pelvis is nice and neutral. Palms are facing towards the front of the room. Shoulders are soft. Invite you to close your eyes here. Just feeling grounded through your feet here with your eyes closed. Let's go ahead and open our eyes here. We're going to go ahead and go through 2 rounds of sun salutation. So we're going to inhale. We're going to reach for the stars here. We're going to exhale. We're going to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Crown of the head is facing towards me. We're going to plant the palms here. Step back with whichever foot you'd like today. Coming into that high plank here. Low or down for chaturanga, tucking those elbows in towards that body. We're going to lift up for baby cobra, or you can come into full up dog, whatever you'd like here. Maybe even pausing here, taking your gaze over the right shoulder and the left shoulder. And then back to neutral. We're going to curl our toes. Let's do this once again. Sure keeps coming undone. Walking the dog here, stretching out those calves. Taking your gaze right between your hands, walking your feet up to your hands here in that forward fold. We're going to inhale, half lift. And we're going to exhale, forward fold. And pushing that upper body into your thighs here a little bit. And we're going to root to rise. We're going to reach for the skies here. Reach palms together, down to heart center. Good job. Good job, everyone. Coming into that mountain pose, pausing here. We're going to step back with our right foot we're going to get into warrior one here. So that back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Your hips are facing forward. Go ahead and raise our arms up here. Front knee is right above that ankle. I want you to imagine as if you're holding a beach ball here. Taking your gaze, your drishti right in front of you. Engaging those inner thighs here softly. Drawing that belly button in. About 2 more breaths here. From here, we're going to go ahead and lower that right arm back behind that right leg for reverse warrior. Good job. 2 more breaths here. Next inhale, go ahead and release. And we're going to have our arms out in airplane mode here. That left foot is the toes are facing towards me. That back foot is going to go at a 90-degree angle. So that front leg, the knee is straight. Airplane arms here. Hips are facing towards the big window. There you go. You can take your gaze down that left arm, straight ahead. Good job. And we're going to hinge forward here. We're going to reach for our ankle. We're going to go in a triangle. Reaching for our ankle or our shin here. Good job. Stacking those shoulders, pressing that shoulder back just a bit here. Two more breaths. Good job. It's beautiful. And your next inhale, I want you to really root through those heels to push that upper body back up. Good job. From here, we're going to go ahead and come into an intense forward fold. So your feet are going to be at a 45-degree angle here. Just going to notice here, we're going to inhale, we're going to reach. We're exhale, we're going to forward fold here. Trying to get the crown of the head to face the mat. Even take your hands behind you, face the fingertips towards the bathroom wall for a deeper stretch here. And on our next inhale, we're just going to half lift. So we're with the crown of the head facing towards the front door, that wall there. We're going to take our hands, bring them to our hips. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades back, opening up our chest here and lifting with our heart. Good job. We're going to bring our feet just a little bit closer together. Out at a 45-degree angle here. Inhale, we're going to reach for the stars. We're going to go into cactus arms here. As you do this, I want you to lower your tailbone towards the mat for goddess pose. Perfect. Engaging here, engaging your thighs. You can even rock to the left and to the right with your breath. Good job. On your next inhale, go ahead and release. Perfect. Good job. Let's go ahead and bring our feet just a little bit closer together. We're going to go into Malasana. We're going to go into a yogi squat. I invite you to, if you need a block, as we go down into that squat, just have it handy, maybe right behind you if you need it. We're going to place our hands right at our heart here, heart center. Going to inhale, and we're going to lower down that tailbone down to the mat here, keeping our knees in line with our ankles. Job. Keeping a nice tall spine here through the crown of your head. Breathing, lengthening. And gently press those elbows into your knees just for a deeper stretch here through our inner thighs. Really thinking about lengthening on your inhales and then softening here on your exhale. This pose is so good for digestion. About 2 more breaths here. Our next inhale, we're going to take our right hand and our left hand behind us and slowly lower down onto our bottoms. We're going to come into another child pose. So your big toes come together. Gently push your hips back to your heels here. This time, I invite you to bring your hands to prayer hands. Just place them right above your head here. And just surrendering here. And just breathing out, you let everything go. On your next inhale, let's slowly come back into that tabletop position. Just pausing here, noticing. And we're going to slowly come down to our bellies once again. And we're going to do that exact same thing. We're just going to be doing the opposite side this time. Forehead to the mat. Going to inhale here. As you exhale, go into that baby sphinx pose again. And then lower down. Inhale and exhale, lift that head up. Lower your forehead down to the mat. And take our arms out nice and long. Palms are facing up right at our hips here. And go into that grasshopper again. So let's inhale. As you exhale, lift up your upper and lower body off the mat here. And you can lower down, whatever you'd like to do. You can hold that grasshopper pose for a couple breaths. Just go with your own pace and your own body here. Maybe do one more. Just pausing here. We're going to take our right hand and place it around our right ankle here for a nice quad stretch. Gently pressing that right heel into our right glute. And whenever you're ready, we're going to switch sides. Whenever you've done both sides, go ahead and lower your feet back down to the mat. From here, we're going to go ahead and go into that down dog once again, curling our toes, going up into down dog. You can walk your dog here. Take your gaze over to the right armpit, a little neck stretch here. Switch sides, go to the left. Doing whatever it is your body needs here. Taking your gaze in between your hands, walk your feet to your hands, staying in that forward fold here. And letting your head hang, softening your jaw. Go into that ragdoll fold. Again, lowering those fingertips to the mat. We're going to inhale. As you exhale, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Good job. And roll those shoulders back. And then coming to the top of our mat here. Again, to find mountain pose. Invite you to close your eyes. And really rooting down through your feet here. We're going to go through that sun salutation A 2 more times. I invite you to open your eyes here. Go ahead and reach for those stars. Inhale, lift. We're going to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Come back into that high plank. Drawing your belly button in here. We're going to lower down for chaturanga. Go into cobra. You can go into up dog. You can pause. Take your shoulder, your drishti over each shoulder. Curling the toes here. Go through this one more time at your own pace. If you like, you can jump your feet to your hands this time, or you can walk them. Staying in that forward fold, we're going to inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms, step back, go into that high plank. Good job. Lower down chaturanga. Big cobra. Curl the toes. Once again. Once again, feet to hands. Whenever you finish that, go ahead and meet me in Tadasana. This time we're going to step that. Oh, sorry. Sorry, take your time. Coming into that mountain pose again. Tadasana. Palms facing forward. We're going to take that left foot back now at a 45-degree angle. Hips are facing forward. We're going to come into warrior one here. Again, we're drawing that belly button to the spine here, gently engaging our thighs. Two more breaths here. And then we're going to go into that reverse warrior. Take your left hand behind that left leg, reach overhead here with that right arm. Beautiful. One more breath here. On your next inhale, go ahead and release, coming to airplane arms here. Take that back left leg, really root down here. Your toes are facing forward on that right foot. They're facing towards me. Straightening out that front leg. We're going to inhale. We're going to hinge towards that front leg and come down and reach for our ankle or our shin here for triangle. Good job. Holding this pose for two more breaths. Always have the option of using a block here if you need it. Your next inhale, root through the heels here as you push that upper body up. Good job. Let's go ahead and lower your arms down. We're going to go into that intense forward fold again. On this side. We're going to reach up here. Inhale. Inhale all the way up. Reach for the stars. We're going to exhale. We're going to push that booty out as we forward fold. Good job. Crown of the head is facing towards the mat. Again, I invite you to reach your fingers through as if you're reaching for that front door here, fingertips facing the front door. Softening your cheekbones and your jaw here. On your next inhale, we're going to come to a half lift. Placing your hands on your hips here. We're going to squeeze those shoulder blades towards the midline, opening up your heart as you lift your upper body. Good job. And this time, we're just going to bring our feet a little closer together to go into that Malasana pose here, yogi squat. Placing our hands right at heart center here. Oops, you know what? I'm so sorry. I forgot goddess. So let's go ahead and do the goddess pose. Reach up here, coming into cactus, lower that tailbone towards the mat. Good job. Drawing the belly button in here. Keeping those knees right above the ankles. You can rock here. Your next inhale, go ahead and release. Bring your arms down. Now we can bring our feet in so they're parallel with the mat. Good job. Bringing your hands to heart center. Go ahead and inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to lower that tailbone right towards the mat here. Lengthening right through the crown of your head here. Nice straight back. Good job. From here, we're going to go ahead and lower our booties down to the mat. We're going to face forward here. We're going to bring our heels a little bit closer in towards our glute here. We're going to lean back onto our sits bone. We're going to go into a modified boat pose here. So you can just gently tilt back here. Yeah, you could do, there's different versions of this. You can lift your heels up off the mat. You can even take your legs straight up if you'd like. Gauging your core here. Drawing your belly button in. 2 more breaths. Gently lower that down on your next exhale. And good job. That looks beautiful. We're going to go into staff here. Really want you to root down here. Maybe remove the flesh from that sits bone. Feet are flexed. Fingers are facing forward. Nice tall spine. We're going to go ahead and inhale, reach up for the sky here. As you get to the top, I want you to lift your ribs up. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Good job. Reaching for your ankles, your toes. And then your next exhale, we're just going to roll one vertebra at a time and come back into staff. Pausing here. From here, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. And wrapping your hands around your toes, sitting up nice and tall here again. Nice tall spine. Let's inhale. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold here. And you can let your head just hang here too. Again, we're going to inhale. As you exhale, we're going to roll that up to one vertebra at a time. Good job. So from here, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a blanket. Let me demonstrate this for you. You're just going to find a spot, any spot in the room, near a wall, by a wall. And we're going to go into legs up the wall. So you go ahead and grab your blanket, find a spot here, placing your hips as close to the wall as you can get it. Here, this really slow heart rate. Don't want to get dizzy. Going back to our mat here. Pose is such a good pose, like an escape pose if you ever need to go into another room, get away from your loved ones and just pause. Go ahead and put the soles of our feet on our mat here. Let's do some windshield wipers. Like that. You can extend your legs out. Twist. Take your gaze over that left shoulder, the left arm. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and bring the soles of our feet back to the mat. And let them fall over to the left side. Extend the legs out, taking your gaze over that right shoulder now. One more breath here. Slowly bring the soles of your feet back to your mat. We're going to cross that right ankle over that left knee, right above the left knee here. We're going to reach through, pulling our quad into our belly here, our eye of the needle. Right. Direction. Side, switch side, left, in, change through, that quad in, towards your belly. From here, we're going to go ahead and place our hands underneath our knees here, so right at the poles of your hands here. Towards your low back here with your hands and your knees, fall towards your face. Slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Now, massaging